I just like put some beauty filter on this my camera phone thing. I feel lied to. I'm still ugly. Like this whole department. Yeah, like let's get this is a weird one. Also thanks for the, not gonna say hilariously huge audience that I've got now. But thanks for the response to the last video. Got some really nice cute messages from family and friends from back home and from a long time ago. So yeah, let's get into it. So where this all originates is me and Killian, as you can see, we're in another new place. We've actually seen this place before in a video I made a video. Anyway, we moved from Dundalk to Dublin because Killian was working for the company he's still working with, and it was just too much travel and I didn't really want to live in Dundalk anymore. So we had found and we're shopping around for apartments. We also wanted to get out of the living situation we were in at the time. At some point in my life I may tell that story. I don't know. I do still want to visit Dundalk. So we actually obviously found our apartments. Both were working full time at the time. So Killian was working in Dublin, but our apartment was nowhere near his work. So his work is actually beside where we live now, which is really handy. We also live with our lovely housemate. Didn't know if you want to name a camera, so let's say our lovely housemates that we currently live with. So we actually live beside his work, so it's really handy. But how we got here is what this story time / video is about. So obviously moving from one place to another was very stressful, because we have a fuck ton of shit that we don't need anymore, but you won't give up because, you know, memories. So we obviously found an apartment that we thought was the best thing ever, and we were like, oh, we need this. So it was very stressful, 3 or 4 days of like signing contracts, getting up to view it, thinking it was like a lovely new place for us to start. It was a lot of money. Like it was like in around 1,500 a month that we were going to be paying for this place. So, like, it was a big move to get to this place and like actually do like pay that money. Like, more on that after. So like obviously we got Killian viewed the place, sent me pictures on WhatsApp. The place is beautiful. He saw it was lovely, no issues. The letting agency and the letting person, won't say her name, was a very lovely lady, helped us out very much, very happy to like answer any questions, come around if there was an issue, because I thought there was 1 or 2 things that kind of need to be fixed up before we could actually like get in. And obviously I met her, he met her, seemed like a lovely company to work with and to have our house. No issues at all, didn't see any issue with anything at all. Hindsight, little did we know, fuck them. Red flags. So like, okay, we lived with them for a year. There was red flags from day one. We just ignored them. So the first red flag we had was we had a letterbox, which you get when you live in an apartment block. So there's like all the apartments, and then obviously each apartment has their own key. So we asked for a key. We sent off the information they requested. They then said that was the wrong box and we were looking in the wrong apartment. But our post has been posted to that because it was our apartment. So it was the first red flag. We let go. I was just reaching in and getting my post out. Didn't really bother me. It was kind of annoying, but you know, we let it go because we had our own place. We were in Dublin City Centre. We got to live our gay lives. That was the first one. Then there was like some sort of little issues here and there about dates been changed. So like when you sign a contract when you're with renting, usually you sign that date and that's when you pay. So we need to change that because obviously our dates didn't match so when we got paid. So we didn't want to leave them around, so we asked that was changed. An accountant wasn't changed by our letting agency, so there was kind of mismatch information here and there with them. And then there was also like issues like the radiator blew up at one point. And then the main issue that we come to is why we actually left the apartment. First of all, it was dead fucking expensive, and I never want to give someone 21,000 euro of my hard earned and Killian's money ever again, because fuck that. Unless it's a really nice place. Like this was, yes, Dublin 8, nice enough apartment, till all the cracks started happening. So what we started noticing was there was black mold. So if you don't know what black mold is, it's when there's condensation in a house or a room or an apartment. So we had it in our bedroom and kind of in the sitting room area. So what we had learned was the windows were single glaze. So any of the condensation that was coming from in or out, because we were on the bottom floor, so like obviously all the cold air, it was also winter when we were living there as well, so it was really fun. And also the fact that there was a leak in the bath. So apparently the black mold had been an issue. Like I'm going to put some pictures in if I can edit them in here. If not, they'll be at the end of the video. But I have some pictures of like everything that happened. So like, how do I explain this? They had an issue with a bat. that then progressed to leak through our wardrobe, into our floor, up through the wall. If I can get a picture of what the bedroom looked like, I think I might have some pictures of that where the bed was spaced. So like, see this wall here and this wall here. So the bed was there, and all this wall was covered in mold. So the pictures you're gonna see are of lockers, the vent in the room, and a couple of other things. And obviously then when this other thing happened. So look, we were dealing with that. We got in contact with them. They sent people out. They repainted the bedroom, washed the walls down. They kind of gave out to us for not allowing them to see how actually moldy it was. I'm like, well, I suffer from asthma, so that's why this current situation is really stressful of the coronavirus, because like, yeah, might die. Probably gonna not get this video seen because I said that word. But anyway, so we asked them to come out, check, see what the story was. They came out, they painted, removed the mold, they used special stuff. It was two lovely builders. They clearly were on contract with this company. They were laughing because they were like, but this is the third time we've done this, and we were kind of like, you think you're speaking in Polish, but you're speaking in broken English, and I understand exactly what you just said. We let that slip, that was grand. It came back. So the second time when they came around, what we got was an industrial size dehumidifier. Worked wonders. Took all of the damp out of the room. Also ran our electricity bill to like €800. Yeah. So we didn't want that in our house. It was removing it. It was loud. It was noisy. It was smelly. We didn't put it in. We were given to it by our landlords to fix their issue. So then there was the fight to try get half of it paid by them, because we were paying €1,500 a month, which was meant to be our rent and our maintenance for the apartment, and they were trying to force us to pay €700 worth of a bill that they had caused because they made the issue. Obviously, when we had got this in, we had the conversation like, what's this going to do with our bills, this kind of shit. Spoke to us, like, we have receipts, like, we have all our emails and our phone calls and our text messages, speaking with the builders, all that kind of shit. Okay, that was grand, got rid of that. The builder came back, took away that way. That took like 3 weeks because the builder kept missing us and we were unhelpful. We didn't, like, weren't there when we said we were there. We're like, okay, we work these times, this is the time we get home at. Where is the issue? You're just not turning up, that's not our fault. Then we obviously went on our holiday last year. I don't know if I even posted a video on here. It's probably on my Instagram somewhere. Me and Killian and a group of our friends went to Ibiza. Big holiday, first couple holiday ever. Loved it. Never going back because I'm way too old and cannot party that hard anymore. Lovely place though. We went to Ibiza, so all of the issues had kind of been teetering and tottering before we went. We had someone come in and look at the bath and kind of reseal that. We found that underneath the bath was leaking, as I said earlier, into the wardrobe, so the wardrobe was warping. All my shoes got molded. I had, like, I'm gonna say 150 shoes at the time. I had to throw quite a lot of them. I have a small collection still here with me. But my shoes molded because they're in the wardrobe. But what happened underneath the bath was just completely soaking, which it shouldn't be. It should be bone dry. You should never have damp underneath your bath. But that was partly our issue from condensation and using the bath too much. And then the builder came in and said actually the bath was unlevel, so that's why it was leaking in there and it wasn't sealed properly, so it wasn't our fault. And then it was. So that didn't fix. It fixed it for I'm gonna say a week. We thought, look, this is fixed. Thank God, it just took so long to get this shit together. Yeah, no. We went on holidays, where we're gone for 5-7 days, I think it was. Best holiday ever. Obviously you come back, you have the holiday blues and that kind of shit. We walked into our apartment and our bedroom flooded. The floor had just been flooded by the bath, just seeping right underneath it. We contacted them before that there was an issue that we're like, it kind of feels like the carpet's a little bit raised, there's like water underneath it. They're like, oh no, sometimes that just happens in them rooms because obviously it's old. It was coming in between like spring and summer stuff, that kind of shit, you know, lies. And anytime we had complained to them about that, we kept getting the same PDF file of a 70s printout of how to deal with condensation in an old building in 2019. A 70s form. Yeah. We know how to open a window. It's literally what I said, open a window to remove the condensation. So we came back, we decided on that holiday that fuck it, if this shit is not fixed, we're not paying rent. So we upped and we ended up in this lovely place at the moment. We're sharing with one of our mates and it's pretty easy living. It's way better than that mold ridden apartment, which was debt forever. Like, we paid, I think it was 21,000 over the space of a year for no help at all. And then at the end, they tried to throw back at us that we hadn't paid rent on time. We changed the times, never told them that we had also missed a cost them contractor times because builders weren't let in on time. I'm like, well, anytime we told you we were there, the builders were let in. And the builder also came on his time off to come to our apartment to help us because he felt so bad about the situation. And it also let us know this was not the first time this has happened. He's the contract guy for that. And they refused to fix the apartment. I now know for a fact that someone's living in that apartment. So all I will say to you is, person in Dublin 8 in the Maltings, best of luck, because that place is a mess. And like, we cleaned the entire apartment out, cleaned everything. All we left was a duvet. Left no issues with them. We even cleaned the apartment. So you're like, be careful when you're renting. Check everything. Check your baths. Check if your sink is connected. Your toilet. That was another issue. The toilet kept moving. The sink was a bit wobbly. It was all like a bit jakey and shaky. So like, make sure you check that. Check in the wardrobe. Press the bottom of the floor. See if there is any damp in it. Ask if there's any mold issues. What the condensation is like. If there's a vent in the bathroom, if it works. If there's a vent in your bedrooms, are they blocked or open? What kind of windows you have, if they're double glazed or single glazed, just so you know what kind of heating costs you're going to have. Also check if you have an electric radiator, if it has recently been serviced, or if they have any information on it, because our one blew up, so we had no heating in our sitting room. Usually the likes of kitchens and all, like, they put new stuff in when new people come in, so like you kind of just usually the stickers on it, you know it's new. Just be careful of washer dryers, that's another thing. They just burn the bill up quite a lot because obviously it's washing and drying at the same time, or if you have two different machines it's equal there because you're not going to put them on straight away. But yeah, this was our apartment from hell. It's not a happy video, but it was something that I wanted to talk about. I have had people in my family and friends question me about it. Also, yes, this is a Harry Potter wand. If you cannot see, I love it. Also, there's Batman. That's Killian's side. Harry Potter's this side. You can also see my minion, because, you know, I'm 5. Yeah, I don't know. So that's this video. I'm glad to be creating again. I'm glad that I had a kind of a warm response to the last one from friends and family. Yeah, that's it. I have been chatting to a couple of my housemates about a couple of ideas that I might be doing. So just keep an eye out. I'm going to go edit this now and catch you on the other side. And fuck everything, we're all going to die.